What's up, Lobos? My name is Micaela Bermudez, but I also go by Mica, and I'm currently an academic advisor at the University of California, Santa Barbara, also known as UCSB. I specialize in advising transfer students who come to our university from community colleges, out-of-state colleges, or other UCs and CSUs. My role as an academic advisor consists of working with and building relationships with students to help them achieve their goals at the university and beyond. I provide my services in a resource center at UCSB called the Transfer Student Center. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Santa Rosa, California. I'm a Chicana. My parents are from Mexico City. I am the youngest of three. I am a first generation college grad. I was the first in my family to go off to college. And I am an LC Allen High School alumni, class of 2013. Right now, I live in Ventura, California, which is about 45 minutes away from where I work. I have an 8-year-old daughter, and some of my favorite things to do are reading, dancing, watching sports, especially basketball. And I love to explore new places. Recently, I've been exploring SoCal since I've moved here 4 years ago. So I didn't decide to pursue this career. My experiences and interests sort of led me here, and it pretty much started when I was at LC. I was a pretty average student. I knew I enjoyed learning, but I never thought beyond high school. I was mostly involved in sports. I played basketball throughout high school, and it was a fun hobby for me at the time. But it wasn't until my senior year that I started learning about college more. But by then it was too late to work on any applications and raise my GPA. Like I mentioned, no one in my family had gone to college, so it wasn't really a conversation that we had in my family. But two major things happened in my senior year. One, I discovered that I loved psychology thanks to an incredible teacher, Paul Fleischer. I took his intro to psychology class and it just blew my mind. I fell in love with the topic right away. And two, I got pregnant with my daughter in my senior year. It was a life-changing moment for me. It was scary and overwhelming, but thankfully my family was supportive. I had teachers who were supportive. I looked into resources and gained community support. And one of those resources was a program called Teen Parent Connections, where I was assigned a social worker. And little did I know at the time that this social worker was going to be a big role model in my life, literally till this day. But back then, she encouraged me to attend community college because going to college to study psychology became a dream of mine. And so she connected me to resources and her own network. She also taught me some life skills like time management, goal setting, and holding myself accountable. And so I was motivated and inspired. So I enrolled in my first semester at Santa Rosa Junior College when I was 18 years old and 7 months pregnant. And trying to learn to be a mom and a college student was really hard and fun at the same time. I enjoyed the learning environment and the idea of giving my daughter a healthy life. Also, my professors and counselors were amazing and supportive. So I persisted at SRJC for 4 years, earned a couple of associate degrees, and transferred to UC Santa Barbara. Moving to a new city as a single parent with a 3-year-old and without my support system was very challenging. After my first quarter there, I felt like dropping out. As a first generation college student, I just felt like I didn't belong there. I felt like I was not smart enough to be there, and the environment was just very intimidating. I had to make an effort to create a new support system because I knew how important it had been when I was in Santa Rosa. So I began to meet peers and staff on campus with similar identities and also utilize my resources that were available. It was not easy, but I ended up finding a community at UCSB of other transfer students who were also first gen, and some were even student parents like myself. I found them to be very inspiring and loved how we supported one another. In my last year at UCSB, I got a campus job as a peer educator at the Transfer Student Center. And I also got the opportunity to work on my very own research project on first generation college students' sense of belonging. These two experiences at UCSB and my personal experience were key in shaping my career interests. I realized that I enjoyed listening to and helping others. I became very passionate about education and finding ways to support minoritized student populations. I was just so full of gratitude of the mentorship I received in my life, from my basketball coach to my social worker, to SRGC counselors and professors, to my supervisors and my student jobs, to my family, and the list goes on. And I just wouldn't have done it without all the support I had on my journey. And I wanted to give that to others. So I earned my BA in psychology with a minor in applied psychology from UCSB in 2019. And I got a job right away as the programs assistant to 2 resource centers. After 2 years of gaining professional work experience, I got a job as an academic advisor. I absolutely love my job. I love getting to talk to people and learn from their experiences. It gives me different perspectives at work and in life. And it's just really fun bonding with students and sharing similar interests. I am very open about my personal experiences and my personal life. If students ask, I like to keep it real with them because I am human too. And knowing that I make a difference in a student's life every day at work is very rewarding, and I'm truly grateful for it. Some advice I'd like to share with you is to seek mentorship whenever possible. As I mentioned before, having mentors in my life was very critical. And although I had a lot of support along the way, there were definitely doubters, and I ran into a lot of barriers. But being able to find people who I can identify with and relate to and who have similar goals and values was very important. Making life decisions and career decisions can be scary. There are a lot of people out there like me that are willing to talk to you about it and give you some guidance. You do not have to do this alone. Reach out to people that are in the field you are interested in. There are lots of people on social media sites, LinkedIn, etc. People are much more accessible now than ever before, and they are willing to help. I would also encourage you to explore and get as much experience as possible in the areas that interest you and get out of your comfort zone if you have to. Chances are you are already doing something that are giving you the skills that you can utilize in a future career. And it's okay if you do not have it all figured out. You have tons of life experience that will shape you and your career interests. Mine are changing all the time. I still plan to go to grad school and earn my PhD in psychology or education because I still want to help support as many people as I can. But I know that my job as an academic advisor is helping me gain knowledge and skills that I will use later in my career. There is no right or wrong way of pursuing a career. One can definitely learn the skills and gain experience along the way. If you do not know where to start, begin with talking to a teacher or a counselor or an administrator at your school. The resources are there and just waiting to be utilized by you. So as a fellow Lobo, I would love to connect with anyone who's interested in this career or a similar one in education. I'd be happy to answer your questions and share more of my experiences with you. If you are interested, just shoot me an email at mbermudez@ucsb.edu.